Alrighty, traders, guess what? Guess what? Oh my goodness, the market is dropping. Oh my goodness, this is such a surprise. It's come out of nowhere. How could this happen? Oh my goodness, no one saw this drop coming. Are you serious now? Let's get straight into it. Don't place a trade based on what you're seeing in this video because there is no guarantees of making a profit in the market. It takes you a long time to become a good trader. So this video here is just to educate you to become a much better trader. Alrighty, traders. So where's my bumblebees? And Mr. Pickle? Where's Mr. Pickle? Traders, can you guys put Mr. Can you guys put "We love Mr. Pickle" in the chat box below? If you guys know what I'm talking about. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, there was a guy named Michael a few weeks ago when we're at basically where we are now, basically 35,000. And his name was Michael, and he was telling everyone that just get into the Dow Jones, it's risk-free, it's going to the moon, blah, 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 all this sort of stuff with the Dow Jones. And I just basically gave Mr. Michael a bit of my opinion, which is nothing is risk-free, and the way the markets work is when they go up, they go down, they go through swings. So the worst time to be getting into something is when it's already been gone up. And so I called him Mr. Pickle. So if you guys don't know who Mr. Pickle is, he's Mr. Pickle. Mr. Pickle was all through my chat box. Oh, risk-free, 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 risk-free. Get in the Dow Jones. And so I had to tell people to listen. No, don't listen to Mr. Pickle. His name's Michael, but it's Mr. Pickle. But do you know, ever since Mr. Pickle has gone away, he's actually being very quiet in the chat box lately. But for a month ago, he was like, "Oh my goodness, here we go!" And then this last few weeks, he's been very quiet. Where's Mr. Pickle? Anyway, so let's get into the markets today. So a bit of an update today, guys. We did break past this level through here. Exactly what I've been talking about. It just took a bit longer than I originally thought, but again, guys, now obviously anything can happen, right? I could have broken up to the upside, but I'm still very still veering towards more the downside of the Dow Jones, right? So we're seeing this through up and then sideways. And I've been saying, and how does the market work, right? Let's just bring it back to how does the market work? It goes up and then we pull back and then we go up again. So if we're in an upward trend, we go through pullbacks, right? So if the market's going up for a while, should we buy it? No. Why? Because it's going to what? It's going to have a pullback at least. If the Dow Jones is going to start a big bull market, we're probably going to get a 50% retracement of here to here and then create the higher low and then maybe potentially start the big bull market. You know what I'm saying? Like no market keeps going up. So fundamentally, whenever you're trading, the best trades are when? What? After the market pulls back, right? Market goes up, then we have a pullback, and then it starts to get going again. This is the time you want to start to look at as it's starting to pick back up again to potentially go for the next leg. That's your best probability move there, right? As it starts to go down, and then as it starts to pick back up, here's when you want to start to look at maybe going long. Not here, because you don't know when. You get what I'm trying to say there, right? So Mr. Pickle, he's disappeared. So that's what's happening there, guys. Again, breaking to the downside. This was expected in the markets, but again, this could be just a very short-lived pullback. So I'm expecting more downside to come, but it's going to be interesting to see what actually happens here with this level through here. But but the Dow Jones is like that, but the S&P is definitely, look at this here. The S&P is definitely at this level of, look at this long-term resistance, rejection, double top at the rejection level. And now we're breaking back down. So the S&P 500, has a one top, two top through there, right through here. And then we're breaking low. So at least on a short-term level basis, when we're looking at the S&P 500, we actually have this level all through here, right? Support level, and this double top. So how we see this here, now, again, this is just a short-term picture. We measure from the head, right? So that's the head there. Let's actually measure from the head down to the support level. It's broken it now. So therefore, we should, on at least a short-term level basis, make our way down to this next level of support, around that level through there, right? Which is this next level of support. On a short-term level basis, we should at least make a level through there. So that tells me is that if we do, oh yeah, okay, cool, all right. So I was looking at something through there. So that's what I'm seeing through there, guys. But that's the short-term picture, remember, right? But that's the short-term picture, small picture. Then it's important to look at the big picture as well too, right? What is the big picture? Let's go to 1 year worth of view. Now we look at the big picture and we see that what is this? This is just an overall down, up, lower, high, down, up, lower, high, down, up. I'm using the majors, okay? Now, the reason why I'm using the majors, let me go back to the weekly chart to make it very, very simple, okay? The majors, like this is the, and I was saying this, I was actually saying this in yesterday's video as well too. We are still in a downward trend. And if you think Santa Claus is coming to town, it's still massive probability he's not coming to town, all right? No Santa Claus. High, lower, high, okay? And then now we're getting a pullback. Now, if this is going to form some form of a bottom in the market, we're probably going to go down to here, which remember, that level through there is what? That level right through there is the projection from the double top. We will then find a higher low here, and then it will start to do something like that and pick back up, and then we'll create a low, a higher low, break this previous highs, and then we'll probably start to see a very big melt, which is still possible, guys, right? Which is still possible. But right now, as we speak, we cannot trade based off what actually happened yesterday, and we cannot trade off based on what we think is going to happen 2 years from now. Or we can invest on that. But that's different. All right, that's a different thing. If you're investing, you buy, hold. You're not trying to predict. Okay. When you're trading the markets, what we do is we need to trade what's in front of us right now. Don't think you know what's coming. See what the market's telling you, and then read that story. Right, read the book. It's like I'm reading a really good book right now. I think it's called The Rhythm of Life, and it's such a great book. But anyway, the whole thing about the book, right, is that it goes through stages, right? So one chapter is talking about this and this and this and this and this, and then the next chapter, guess what? He may go on to a different topic or different story, or the story may change, or it may intensify, or it may completely flip on its head. Make sense? That's what the market does. We just don't know what's going to happen. So we need to keep analyzing the market as it is today and make our really good trading decisions. I promise you guys, if you do that, you become much, much, much better traders out there. And so we can see that through there. So if we do get the high low there, guys, then that's when we're probably going to start to see that there. But on a short-term basis, we actually have this double top formation. Now we're breaking down through there. This double top formation, this is the projection. That's where we're probably going to get on a short-term level basis. And we can see that through there. So let's go have a look at the mining stocks. I even talked about the mining stocks yesterday in yesterday's update as well too, guys. I said the mining stocks look like they're going to start to have a bit of a pullback as well too. We got that. Really nice movement on the downside on there. I'm actually expecting more downside to come out of the mining sector because we have actually now we've been going up through here, so I'm expecting more downside. Again, it may I don't expect to see a new low for the mining stocks because I think we've actually started a big bull market. I could be wrong. I am long the mining stocks, but that's more like investments, right? Investing. I actually hope the mining stocks come down so I can actually buy some more before we go on one of the most incredible bull markets you've ever seen in your entire life. Mining stocks. Get ready for that, guys, I tell you. And then also moving on to gold as well too. Gold's getting that rollover. Exactly what I talked about before, guys. I actually was talking about this before in yesterday's video, that how we're starting to slow a little bit. Right, and what I mean by slow is that if the market goes up like this, see how that's a very big, strong upward leg, right? We've had a very big, strong upward move. But look at this here. Notice how if we actually had to draw a line from there to there, notice how it's much more, if that's strong, that's weak. So we went from strong to weak, and what tends to happen is we tend to go from strong to weak, and then if we start to potentially then start to break out of this level of support like we do through there, as you can see, we had that little support there, but we actually broke into the downside. So we're probably going to get like a bit of a pullback from here. Again, I don't expect too much of a pullback. I don't expect new lows to come out of gold. Nah, all right, not yet. I expect just a bit of a pullback, possibly to just the 52 moving average when it comes to gold, right? So we have a bit of a pullback here. So possibly just to the 52 moving average. And again, all this pullback that's happening right now, guys, guess what? I even did a video yesterday saying the everything pullback is coming. And the everything pullback or the everything drop is coming. And the everything drop actually happened today. So I'm actually possibly just expecting to see maybe a bit of a drop down to the 50 moving average. This is a 52 moving average here, and then maybe bounce, and then a continuation to the upside from there. And last but least, guys, I really want to keep you guys up to date when it comes to the good old Bitcoin market. The Bitcoin market, traders, we are still in a very dangerous territory, and there's a massive probability we're going to see another big leg down. And those who can short the good old Bitcoin, if you can short it, I'm very, very fortunate that here, me in Australia, I can short it. Do you know most of my profits actually have come from shorting Bitcoin? Most of my really big trades have been short the markets. So anyway, we are getting ready, guys, right? We are getting ready. You can see, look at this through here, right? Remember I said before that when we're looking at the different strengths, remember I said before, like if the market does this, if it goes up like that, then that's a strong move. If it goes like that, that's a very weak move, right? So if we had to look at the legs, from there to there, what is that? Quite strong, right? But then the market came down. Look at this here. Then it went sideways. If this was strong, you'd see a big leg like that. Makes sense. But now, guess what? We're now just going sideways, which is very weak. But what does it actually mean though? Since we had this very strong selling leg and then we went to weak buying, we tend to get what? Another leg like that. What's happening right now? Oh, strong selling, weak buying. So as soon as we start to break these previous lows like here, guess what? We could see that. As soon as we break these levels through here, we could see that as well too, right? And then we'll go check on the good old Ethereum. Ethereum's doing the exact same thing, guys. That's why I'm saying, guys, the market is talking to us, okay? The market is talking to us. And people like, especially one of my mates when it comes to Bitcoin and the cryptocurrencies, oh, just keep buying it. It's like, no, look for a short opportunity, right? The market's talking to us here. Same thing. Remember I said before about the strengths? Look at this here. Look at here. Strong, right? That's very strong through there. Strong through there. Strong through there. What's going on now? Look at that. Now, again, what does that mean though? What does that actually mean in simple terms? It means that the buyers are much weaker here than they have been for the last 12 months. Every time we had a big up leg, we got something like that. But now look at this leg through here, right? Remember, strong and then weak. But what does that actually mean? It means that when we have these strong sellers and then we get these weak buyers, the buyers are so weak that the sellers take control again as well too, right? And again, you saw that when it comes to the Bitcoin price. Again, I'll go back over and share this with you here as well, right? Right, the exact same thing here, right? Whenever we do that and we get this sideways period, we tend to get a movement. When you get that strong move down weak, we tend to get a bit of a follow through once we actually start that move down.